When it comes to human resource and recruitment, majority of the companies follow the best practices which they do not want to bring to your attention. But many of the employees as well as job seekers think that HR is just a medium to hire and fire. But HR function is beyond that. So today in this video, I'm going to tell you about the untold facts from a HR perspective. And by the climax of this video, you will have a different perspective or you will change your prejudice mindset towards the HR department. And towards the end of this video, I have a bonus tip for all the job seekers out there. With this note, let's start with today's video. HR prefers referral contacts over the external applicants. As an interviewer, I have been very satisfied with my referral contacts and networks. It has always helped me in easing my hiring process. Consider a situation where I have an open position available for a graphic designer. And my referral contacts have referred me their teammates or probably their friends who have proven track record as a graphic designer. Or let's take for an instance that somebody has approached me directly through a networking site with their portfolio and work profile. Definitely, I would prefer these rather than going for an external application. Going through the whole lot of resume and filtering from tens and thousands of applications, this is quite easy for me because I have the ready-made applicant in front of me. So let me be very clear. When I have found the right fit in front of me through referral contacts and networking, why will I actually go for an external applicant? HR says, "We will get back to you." The most used sentence, the most heard sentence, right? So what does this actually mean? Will they actually get back to you, or when they say that they will revert to you, do they actually mean it? First of all, what you need to understand is the entire hiring process or the selection process is not only in the control of the HR department. They are not the only authorized people to decide whether you are selected or rejected. Though you need to convince the HR department that you're best fit for the organization, you need to also convince your department head. And imagine you've cleared even that round. For certain positions, there are possibilities that you will have to meet even the top management as well. For example, the managing director or the CEO or whomever it is. So literally, when HR says, "We will get back to you," it means three main things. Number one, either HR doesn't have the confirmation on when is your next round. So the HR will get the confirmation on date and time and then get back to you with the confirmation. Number two, they just don't want to meet you again because you are rejected. And number three, in very rare case scenarios, there are possibilities that the open position where you have been interviewed for is kept on hold for a while by the management until further notice, for which you might have to wait for some weeks or probably some months. Next is the most misunderstood area, that is, your age, your gender, and your industry experience does matter for a job. Considering the age factor. For an instance, I'm hiring for an organization. Let's consider an IT position wherein in the IT department, it is a 5-member team who is handling one particular project and I want to add on a member to this team. So, keeping in mind that all the members of the team are below 30 years of age, I am insisted or I am given the criteria specification of the job that I need to look for the same aged people. Why should I hire the same aged person to add on to the team? To avoid the fitment issue. What is a fitment issue basically? Consider the reporting manager or the team leader is a person who is aged 30. and I am recruiting a new member in the team who is around 45. Now here, there would be some complexes that works out in between the reporting manager and the new employee. The reporting manager is younger than the new employee, and the new employee doesn't want to listen to what this young man is talking to him or the young man is commanding to him. It actually ignites his superiority complex. And when these kind of issues occur in a team, either of the team member, either the reporting manager or the new employee, is going to resign because they are not happy. So to avoid this fitment issue, it is very particular that we look for the specific age limit people. So this was just an instance for you to make you clear. Number 2, the gender constraint. For this, the best example is the healthcare industry. Consider I'm recruiting a female nurse for a particular hospital. When I advertise for this job for a female nurse for a particular hospital, I get a lot of comments below the job advertisement saying that why is that there is a gender difference? Why not a male nurse? Now let me make it very clear. I am hiring a female nurse for a maternity department. My patients in the maternity ward do not prefer male nurses. They are very comfortable only with female nurses. In this scenario, I must ensure that my customer is happy. And to keep my customer happy, I need to provide them the appropriate human resource. So that's how the gender constraint comes into picture. And the third constraint that matters is the industry experience. Imagine I have an open position available for a business development manager for a pharmaceutical industry. And you are applying with a background, with an experienced background of an IT industry. Do you actually think you can bring in business for the pharmaceutical industry? No. I am expecting somebody who knows the market really well and who has established themselves with good number of contacts in the pharmaceutical industry. So why will I hire a guy from an IT industry for this open position? So that's how the industry experience actually matters when you apply for a job. So when you apply further, do notice that you apply for your relevant industry only, because otherwise you will not get calls and you will not be shortlisted. Now with this note, let me stop you for a while. Hit that big fat thumbs up button if you liked the video until now. This will help me understand that I'm doing the right videos for you. Do not forget to comment below if you have any doubts or clarifications on whatever we are discussing in this video. The next point we are going to discuss is, within 5 minutes of interview, you are out. Why so? Let's consider for an instance. You are called for an interview. The interviewer meets you and takes you to the interview cabin. The interviewer says, "Hi, how are you? Was it difficult to find an office location?" Alright, but I have to say you that unfortunately we have to move the interview today due to some unexpected meetings or emergencies. For sure we'll meet next time. I will update you or I will confirm you on the interview date and time. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your kind cooperation. Thanks for coming. Meet you soon. Do you think the meeting will ever happen? It will not happen, just because you are rejected. How come you're rejected in just 5 minutes of meeting the interviewer? I'll tell you why. The probabilities can be your clothing is shabby, you smell oily, you have a very bad body odor, you're wearing slippers for the interviews and not on your formals. It can also be that you have walked very slowly to the interview cabin and you are not showing your activeness. With this, they decide that very first second you should be rejected. That is why we say the first impression is the best impression. If you cannot win in the first impression, you are on a loss. The next point, post-interview mailer. We all have received emails like, "Thanks for your time and considering this position. Though your skill set and experience is extremely suitable for our requirement, unfortunately at this point we are not proceeding with your candidature. Feel free to apply with us after 6 months if you find any suitable position that is open in our organization." I'm sure we have all received this kind of an email, right? What does this email actually mean? It simply means that you're rejected. But why this rejection? Let's see what can be the possibilities. Number one, it can be that your expected salary is beyond the company's budget and they cannot go beyond their benchmark to pay you above. And number two can be that you were not as competitive as they wanted during the interview session. With this note, do not forget to check out how to ace the interviews. I will leave the link below and it looks like something this. Ensure that you check out this video and ace your interviews with confidence so that you don't receive this kind of an email. So the third possibility can be that you were actually competitive and I also have an equally competitive candidate with me who can join even before you with a short notice. The next overlooked point is HR fires you. Let me be very clear, HR is not firing you. It is your department head or your reporting manager who has insisted the HR to fire you. If you have actually noticed, some of the HRs might have told during the termination process that we are forced to do this. It's, the management decision. Here, they are actually being honest. They are not lying. It's not the HR's decision to fire you. Of course, HRs are not demons. They are humans and they do have soft corners and empathy, as all of us have. But this is their job as a HR to let you go off if you are not performing well. Your department head or your reporting manager would have notified HR that your performance is not up to the mark, or you are being caught for a misconduct. So based on certain companies and company norms, there are many ways that they deal with these situations. There can be probability that they have rolled out many warning letters, which can sum up to 3 times. But still, if you continue the same with no improvement on your conduct or your performance, we have no other go but to let you go off. By now, I believe that you are clear on what basis you are being rejected or not being considered. Having said this, all people in the HR department is not as bad as you think. They are humans too. But to run a company in an organized and professional manner, certain guidelines will be implemented, and that's our job. For the job seekers, I will give you a bonus tip. While you are applying for job, please don't always follow the old school technique, that is applying online. Just click the apply button. It will not help you. You need to knock the HR doors directly through networking. And if you want to know how to do the networking, if you want me to do a video on that, do not forget to comment below. Only if you need, I will do a video on that. With this note, do not forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you will be notified on my new videos, because I make useful videos for professionals like you with job related tips and tricks. I hope you like this video. With this note, I will be seeing you again in the next video. Thanks for watching.